Hey guys, how's it going? Today I just kind of wanted to redo a video I did a while ago about how to rocket jump in Borderlands 2. Now, there are a couple weapons you can technically do this with, but I would say that a bada boom is the preferred weapon to use. Also, on top of that, you want to try to make sure that it is low level, so you should farm this in normal mode. And then you can just keep it on you until about level 55 is about whenever you can start rocket jumping in this game relatively safely. And then yeah, you can just go from there. I would prefer to try to get the parts that you see here on the rocket launcher, as this will provide the most bang for your buck for the average player. The exhaust on it is Vladoff. This will give you a little bit more fire rate and a little bit of projectile speed. The grip is Bandit, and it is actually also a matching grip, so this gives us a lot more mag size and reload speed to work with. And then that top little handle piece on top of the exhaust is the weapon swapping item part, and that makes it to where you can swap weapons faster, which will make double shot faster, which we'll talk about here in a second. The other thing you should also get is some absorb shield. Now, in late game, you might want to use a sham, but I can tell you, you can use a normal shield in rocket jump. It just has to be an absorb shield. It doesn't have to be a legendary. It could even be like a green or a blue or something like that, and it'll still work. It just might not be as good at ammo conservation, necessarily. And then there's a couple other items you might want to get. A Logan's gun, or any other weapon that can be used to regenerate rocket ammo, is pretty nice to have. And on top of that, you can get a Grog Nozzle, which we will go over why you can use that too. Now, to rocket jump, first you should probably learn how to double shot. It'll make your life way easier, you can get way more shots off way faster, and it translates to other weapons. So basically, all you have to do is hold down shoot, press reload, and then cancel your reload somehow. Now, the preferred way for most people, as it will be faster, is to hold down shoot, press reload, and then swap weapons, and then of course swapping back after you're done so you can have your weapon ready again. Or you can hold down shoot, press reload, and then melee. Now you can also do a couple other things like a grenade. On some characters you can use their action skill to interrupt it. But yeah, that's usually the way that people go about doing it. And rocket jumping can be used for a few conveniences, like pogoing. If you pogo across maps, you can find that you get across them a lot faster. Of course, climbing walls is pretty convenient. If you're in an area where you have to do a lot of vertical movement, you can just jump over that wall. Don't even have to care about it. Now, on top of learning how to double shot, you may also want to include other items like the Grog Nozzle. The effect for this weapon is called the Drunk effect, and you can force it to happen by just opening and closing your inventory a bunch. Basically, every time that you open and close your inventory, it checks whether or not it should give you the effect, and so this is typically the fastest ways to get it. Now that you have your Drunk effect, just swap to your bada boom, and then just go ahead and jump. You will fire way more projectiles, and it will launch you further. On top of this, you could also use a grenade to help you along. And even on some characters, you can not only double shot, but you can triple shot, as Zero specifically has a perk called Two Fang, and with Two Fang, he can shoot a weapon twice. And if you get into that situation, you just hold down shoot, wait for it to shoot twice, and then you finish your reload and your weapon, cancel basically. And then that should cause you to shoot 3 times. On top of that, if you are playing Salvador, this is one of the few characters where I would say melee double shot is easier, as your weapon in your left hand does not get the weapon swap speed perk for some reason, and so it will always be lagging behind the right hand. So for Salvador, You don't really have to double shot whenever you're just pogoing around. You can pretty much just hold your rockets and move around just fine. Or you can double shot by holding down both of your shoots, you reload, and then you melee, and that's like the most preferred way of doing it on Sal. On top of this, you could also use his double nade skill to get a bunch of distance. Now, this is also possible on a few other characters. If they have movement speed perks like Maya, you can use a Breakneck Banshee with a Rough Rider. Do keep in mind you won't regen ammo while you do this, but it can cause for a lot of horizontal movement speed. And also a note for Krieg players. Krieg is physically heavier than every other character. He takes severely reduced knockback from all sources, including rocket jumping, so it's going to be really hard to pull off on him, but I know a few people can manage to get some decent jumps off of him. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That should cover most of the basics. If you just get your practice in and you just move around, it should be second nature eventually. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. See you guys later.